Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy and we're over here at Mark Miller Subaru checking out the all-new 2018 Crosstrek. Crosstrek is essentially an Impreza that's been lifted up higher off the ground, but let's just get right into the video. Looking under the hood of the Crosstrek, we're going to have that same 2-liter naturally aspirated flat 4 that puts out 152 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque, and that is through a CVT transmission to all 4 wheels. In terms of fuel economy, you're going to get 29 combined, 27 around town, and then 33 on the highway, which is actually pretty good for a vehicle like this. In the torque front, we can see this nice front end that they have, those little chrome bits, the nice little LED lights with those projector bulbs and the fog lamps down below, and this nice bumper that's a little bit sturdier, which is going to help us when it comes to off-roading. But you're going to notice this looks pretty much identical to the Impreza. You can see these nice premium rims that they have with the little bit more aggressive tires that are meant for more off-road conditions. Pop around back, we can see these nice little LED taillights back there, and then you can't really see the exhaust, but they're right underneath the bumper, kind of poking down. But so this is actually a hatchback, so you just do that to pop it open. You're going to get those nice rubber floor mats and the cloth mats as well, and then you do get this nice little cargo cover. But you notice the space in this is going to be pretty much identical to a hatchback Impreza. Around to the side, we got this nice leather trim with the contrast stitching, and then more of that kind of like faux carbon fiber trim, and it goes all throughout. And you got this little pull out with the cup holders here, and if we step in height's really good, and there's plenty of space. And like I said, I'm gonna be making comparisons to the Impreza all day, because this is essentially an Impreza that's been lifted up off the ground a little bit for a little bit better clearance. On the front, you got that keyless entry that you can see on the side, and you do get the nice power adjustments for the seat, the automatic window controls, mirror controls, and you can see the little safety tech with the blind spot monitoring right there. But step in height's really good because this is a bit higher up off the ground, more like an SUV. And we can see this nice soft touch up on the dash with that same orange contrast stitching. You got these nice little paddles mounted on the back of the steering wheel. And then all your controls for the radio, Bluetooth, cruise control as well. And you got your analog climate controls, and then all of your radio controls can be there. Got this nice little shifter right here, controls for the heated seats. And then you do have your drive mode selector for the off-road mode. And then if you pop this open, you get tons of storage in there, and you get a little USB 12 volt in there. And then we can come around to the glove box right here, which has plenty of storage space. Let's trek into reverse. It'll pop up with that nice backup camera with the trajectory lines to make parking a lot easier. Up the 2018 Crosstrek, all you do is put your foot on the brake, push the push start button, and it'll start right up, and you'll see the tachometer over on the left and the speedo over on the right, with the little instrument cluster in the middle that you can customize, and you get another instrument cluster that gives you more information on the vehicle. And then here's that nice big touchscreen that gives you all of the info that you can want. You can use it for Bluetooth, radio. If they're equipped navigation, you can use it for all that. So it's just really easy to use. You got the analog controls right down there. So here we are setting off in the all-new 2018 Crosstrek, and like I said, this is essentially an Impreza that's just been lifted up higher up off the ground, and with a little bit more off-road tech obviously than compared to the Impreza, but it'll still have all the same safety tech, and it has the same engine and that same symmetrical all-wheel drive system as well. Driving it for a minute, ride quality is super smooth. It's actually, it's just as smooth as the Impreza, and I didn't expect that, because usually when you raise vehicles a little bit up off the ground, then they don't drive as smooth. But this still drives incredibly smooth actually, and so that's really nice that they balanced out the off-road capability with still keeping to that smooth, nice ride quality. One thing that I'd actually really like to mention would be those fuel economy numbers that this gets. This gets just a little bit less fuel economy than the Impreza, which is actually pretty astounding, because usually when you put more aggressive tires on a vehicle, when you put it up higher off the ground, the fuel economy drops drastically. But it's not that big of a difference, and so if you do need a little bit more clearance, you're not giving up that much by going to the Crosstrek in terms of fuel economy numbers. And so it's actually, it'd be a really good idea to go for, because it gives you a lot more capability compared to a regular Impreza. This CVT transmission that it has is, I mean, it's just as responsive as in the Legacy and the Outback. I mean, it's actually really quick to shift gears, and it does help with getting better fuel economy numbers. But yeah, like I said, all day I've been really surprised by how responsive this transmission is. We're about to get on the interstate here just to get a little bit of an acceleration with the 2018 Crosstrek. This thing kind of corners pretty well, surprisingly. But just getting it up to highway speeds. And it isn't crazy fast like a sports car or anything like that, but it's got decent enough power to get it up and moving up to highway speeds. And what I would say is it feels just a titch bit slower than the Impreza, and that makes sense because the wheels have to travel quite a bit longer because this is higher up off the ground, but it's not crazy by any means. And so, I mean, like I said, if you need more off-road clearance and you love the Impreza, then I would definitely check one of these out, because then you can get that off-road capability, but then you can still get a lot of the same space you have with the Impreza, the good fuel economy with the Impreza, and obviously the resale and reliability that all come along with the Impreza, because like I said, this is just an Impreza just lifted up off the ground a little bit, basically. So what I would say overall is I really love this vehicle because it has that nice step in height with an SUV. It's got a little bit nicer features with it, and it's definitely a lot more capable of a vehicle. It gives you a lot more that you can use it for, because you can take it off-road, you can throw stuff in the back. It's got plenty of storage space back there, and overall it's just, I mean, it gets great fuel economy. It's a really great option. So if you're in the market for a vehicle that, you know, kind of like an SUV-like vehicle, but you don't really want to pay the SUV premium and you don't need as much space as a lot of the bigger SUVs have, then I would check out one of these Crosstreks, because I mean it's a super solid option, and it's an absolutely fantastic car, and I mean you couldn't go wrong with this. 2018 Subaru Crosstrek. A huge shout out and thanks to Mark Miller Subaru for providing us with this vehicle today. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe. Please give a big thumbs up if you liked the video. Comment down below what you thought, and I will see all of you in that next video.